Your Country 1039 KGRT, Marin Morris, and my church. You know, I always knew that Marin and I would get along really well once I found out we went to the same church. Ha ha ha. Get it? Gino Aragon here with you. It is a Monday morning for sure. Of course, hanging out in the Charlie Clark studios. And it is time. Time for what you may ask? Well, time for this.
Time now for the question of the day. Brought to you by Painted Skies Dental Center. Online at paintedskiesdental.com.
That's right. Our question of the day for this Monday morning comes basically from the fact that I saw this little article that says, well, rhythm and dancing could be genetic. Yeah, if you've always been a bad dancer, you can officially blame your parents. A new study found that at least partly it is genetic. Researchers in Australia tracked how good people were good at keeping a beat, and they also looked at more than 600,000 people's DNA using stats from the 23andMe site, and they identified 69 different genetic variants associated with rhythm and found that between 13 and 16% of those variations, they are hereditary, meaning they are passed down from your parents. So I wonder if you get your 23andMe results, it says, can find the groove or cannot find the groove, right? So that basically brings us to our question of the day. Do you have problems finding that groove? Are you a good dancer or not? Or do you know someone who just couldn't dance to save their lives? I actually thought to myself that I was never a really good dancer until a good friend of mine, Jason, thankfully dragged me to a dance class over at NMSU, and I loved it. I fell in love with it. I love dancing now. I just wish I could get the opportunity to get out there and do more, because probably be some pretty good exercise to throw in for me, that's for sure. So that is our question of the day, my friends. Do you have problems finding the groove, or do you know someone who just couldn't dance to save their lives? That is our question of the day, brought to you by Painted Skies Dental Center, located at 3045 East University Answer. Let me know your answers to that question by giving me a call on the Zia Comics text line, Zia Comics hotline, sending that text on the Zia Comics text line, 575-523-KGRT. We are on our social, so you can go ahead and leave your comments on our Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter pages. But yeah, let me know, do you have trouble finding the groove, or do you know someone who just can't dance? And if you do, you can let them know they can blame it on their parents. All right. Okay, we are all good, and we are exclusively up on our social media pages right now, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And yeah, that is our question of the day, basically coming from the story that apparently it looks like the lack of finding a groove or keeping a beat could be genetic. Yeah, so that way, if you can't find that groove, you can't dance, you can blame it on your parents. But I would say that was partially true. Like I said, I always thought that I could not dance, but I can find the groove, and then I just had to get the confidence to get out there on the dance floor. Well, actually, that's not true, because I did used to dance in middle school. I think I just stayed off the dance floor in high school because, girls, who could figure them out. But anyway, do you know someone who cannot dance, cannot find the groove, or just needs to get out there and just maybe get it done? I just got an answer from Mom says no, she loves to dance, and my mom does like to dance. She really does. And of course, if you want to go ahead and leave your answer to our question of the day, you can leave your comments on our social media pages. You can go ahead and send me a text if you want. And somebody just sent me the text, says my happy dance is not so good. Yeah, well, like I said, according to this research, you can blame your parents for that one. But let's go ahead and take a look at what else is happening around the world. Daily Mail says President Biden is considering sending rebate cards to millions of Americans to help them pay for gas. Well, that's nice. I would actually prefer maybe, I don't know, more gas. That would help keep the price down too. Let's see. AAA says the average price of a gallon actually did drop by 3 cents. So now it's $4.98 nationwide. But I have a feeling by the end of the day, that'll probably be back up to $5 a day. Daily Mail says Amazon will hold its Prime Days on July 12th and 13th. So, if you want to get your Amazon orders in, those are the days to do it. And I also saw, if you're a wrestling fan, WWE CEO, or former CEO, I guess you could say, Vince McMahon is stepping back from his CEO duties because he is being investigated for alleged misconduct. and daughter Stephanie is going to be taking over the company on an interim basis, which basically means Stephanie's probably going to do what her dad tells her to do. But we'll kind of wait and see on that one. And if you love your Cheetos, maybe next time you're in Chicago, you can stop by Wajo's Sushi, as they're going viral because they serve Cheeto Puffs sushi. Wajo manager Jake Arazar says our cheese crunch special roll, where we basically take Cheeto Puffs and then we crunch them up and then layer our sushi with Cheeto Puff Crunch. The dusting of crunch sits on a roll filled with salmon and crab. And honestly, that actually sounds pretty good. And it looks like they're running out of French fries at Burger King restaurants in Japan, so they're substituting with ramen noodles, which, let's be honest, it's just not the same when you want your fries. And a quick look at our Hollywood box office over the weekend. Jurassic World Dominion still leading the way with $58.7 million. Lightyear, which opened up this weekend, opened up with $51 million. I think the film cost about $200 million to produce. It earned about $85.6 million worldwide. Eventually, it will make back that $200 million, but I don't know, maybe Disney trying to stretch that Toy Story thing just a little too far. Top Gun Maverick, Doctor Strange, and Bob's Burgers movie round out the top 5 right there. And that's what's going on around the world. But once again, what is going on with your dancing? Can you two-step? Can you get your groove on? Well, go ahead and let me know, because according to this research done by researchers in Australia, that there's a chance that if you can't dance, it is genetic, or at least 13 to 16% of that is genetic. So you can kind of blame your parents for the lack of rhythm. But can you get your groove on, or do you even know anybody that just cannot dance to save their lives? I know a few people, and I've tried to teach a few people to dance too, and it's just, tempo, groove. You got to find that groove, and it's kind of tough when they just cannot find that groove. In my personal opinion, mind you, just in my personal opinion. Go ahead and let me know what you think, of course. Send those text messages to 575-523-KGRT, our Zia Comics text line. Leave your comments on our social media pages, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And, of course, thanks to Painted Skies Dental for our question of the day.